Now we are going to let's discuss a teacher's walk explaining the respiratory system. One evening, Professor Hamza and his students were walking in a green park. A cool breeze was blowing and the fresh air made them feel energetic. Sara, a curious student, asked, "Sir, how does the respiratory system work in our body?" Professor Hamza smiled and said, "Great question. Let me show you how our lungs work using things around us. The nose and airways enter gate. They stopped near the park's entrance where the gatekeeper was filtering visitors. The professor said, "This is like your nose. It acts as a gatekeeper. The nose filters just and warms the air before letting it enter. If someone tries to enter forcefully, the gatekeeper blocks them, just like the nasal hair stop dust and germs." Then he pointed towards a long pathway inside the park. "This is like the trachea windpipe, which carries air down into the lungs, the bronchi and lungs, the distribution system." They walked further and saw a large tree with many branches. The professor pointed and said, "The windpipe splits into two bronchi just like this tree trunk divides into two big branches. Each bronchus enters a lung and divided into smaller branches called bronchioles." The students noticed that the tree's smallest branches had tiny leaves. The professor smiled and said, "These leaves are like alveoli, the tiny air sacs in your lungs where gas exchange happens. The alveoli, the air exchange center, they reach a pond filled with fish where the water and air mixed naturally." The professor explained, "The alveoli are like this pond where oxygen enters the blood and carbon dioxide is removed. When you inhale, oxygen from the air passes into your blood vessels just like fish absorb oxygen from water. At the same time, your body releases carbon dioxide into the lungs just like the pond releases vast gases into the air." The role of diaphragm. Finally, they saw a big balloons cylinder, inflating and deflating balloons. The professor packed up a balloon and said, "Your diaphragm is like this balloon. When you breathe in, the diaphragm moves down, creating space for the lungs to fill with air, just like when we blow air into this balloon. When you exhale, the diaphragm moves up, pushing air out, just like releasing air from the balloon." The importance of fresh air. Before leaving the park, the professor pointed at a dusty road and asked, "Why do you feel fresh air but not on a dusty road?" Sara replied, "Because clean air helps our lungs work better." The professor nodded. "Exactly. That's why we must avoid smoking, pollution, and unhealthy habits to keep our lungs strong." What is the moral of the story? Your lungs are like a beautiful park. If you take care of them,